Hello and welcome to another week of Sabao the Showdown. I know I was here yesterday and the day before. I promise I won't be here tomorrow. I'm DJ Cole and I'm here with On One doing his debut for commentating the league. We have a really good game today. How are you feeling about it, On One?
Hello, everyone. Pleasure joining you guys. I'm feeling good. A bit nervous, I guess. My first time commentating on a game, but hopefully, me playing the game helps with the commentating. Who knows?
Yeah, no, I'm sure we will find the gist of it. I'm certain you will be doing this again soon as well if you like it. So I'm
Yeah,
hoping to be a good host on. So today's game we have Krullzor against Traich, and both of them have played RP Luffy on the week one matches, but we have not seen this happening. It seems like they might have had an agreement to play something different. So today's match is interesting.
very
Black
interesting.
Yellow Luffy.
BY, I haven't seen that in a long time. And
Mhm.
we have Kalgara on the
And
Traich.
Kalgara, which is also an unorthodox choice.
For
Yep,
sure. I have
he's
no
he's
clue
playing
how this
quite a
matchup
bit
could
more
go, by
Luffy
the
than
way.
it gonna be quite tricky because both of them are happy taking life normally, right? And both of them are aggressive decks. The
True.
Luffy version that we have right now doesn't have Moria, so the staying power lower. He's definitely gonna be on the aggressive side of this, I believe. But it's quite hard to actually finish Kalgara off. Um, the healers are gonna be really good for Kalgara, I think. So like Norland will do a lot of heavy lifting, and then all of the events will probably make the math a bit more complicated. Uh, I am kind of hoping Krullzor's list is a bit more interesting. Let me just take a deeper look, but I feel
Wait, do you have the
like
list? You
he
want to share
will
them to
want.
me?
Yeah. Give me a second.
I think I came at a bad time to commentate because, to be honest, I don't know Calgara's cards. I don't know like what it plays. And then BY obviously is lost Ice Age and the Warriors, so it's gonna be definitely a spicy list.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So
Mhm.
it would help
Okay, let
if
me
I maybe
share with you
get
on
the
chat the deck
lists.
list we had on
Thank you.
it. Yeah, so we're getting started. Kalgara went first. Oh no, Kalgara went second. We're seeing Black Yellow Luffy start with the aggression. We don't want to really be waiting forever um, for like starving Kalgara. They will be able to play things and take a life, and you do want to be quite aggressive. So I think they're gonna punish any non-careful play, and if you don't have done for events towards the end, once you're on lower life, it's gonna be quite hard. Um, I don't believe there's many risks for having the babies around this early. There are some Gedatsus in the general Kalgara
Idatsu's,
list, so you
and I believe they have that card that can rest um 4 costs, 3 costs. I'm not sure of the name. I wonder
yeah,
if he plays it on his list. Let me have a look at his
Drake.
list.
Yeah,
X
X
Drake's
Drake,
one of
the
them.
random
There's
attacker.
another one. It's a Sky Island, I believe. Maybe he
Oh,
doesn't play it in this.
I
No, I
mean, I
don't
can
think it
see
does play it.
we have one Gedatsu, which is relatively low to the previous numbers, but we do have a lot more searchability with the music event. And we are seeing the return of Amaru, which is a card that has been definitely uh, quite problematic for
Amaru,
Asaka players back
yes.
in the day. Yeah.
Looking at Drake's list, actually, I'm very surprised. Is it not running the 10 cost? No? Is it not added to
I
this
know
deck?
I know
I
he's
don't
not a
know.
fan of it.
I see.
I know
Okay.
he's not a fan of it. Like it's I believe his thought process is just like spending $10 on this deck and not being able to like leave anything up to survive with the events is quite risky, even if you heal alive. So Enel can do a lot of work if you have the window, but it's quite hard to find the right number so you see it by the time you need to see it, but also don't float off of him. This is not an L where a life is 2, right? So it's not quite the same thing. We'll
Right.
see how it performs. Okay, we are
Okay.
already
Anyway,
seeing.
turn 3, turn 4 for Drake. Crow paid the 5 cost Luffy, buffed it up straight away. So he's down to 2 life this early. Which is pretty standard for BI, I guess.
Yeah, and that Luffy is basically unkillable, right? Like there's no ways to rest it, there's no ways to actually pop it. it's just gonna be there and it's gonna enable awakens.
I'm
So
just wondering in this BY list how he's able to get out of Mori's gone, how they're able to recur the bodies from trash, or like how they get their value plays, or are they just constantly losing cards for every big bodies that they play? So it's
there
interesting.
are a lot
Do you have
less
his list
people.
as well? Do you mind sending me his list?
It's on the same link. Just scroll down.
Oh, apologies. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, yeah, all good.
Yep, I see it. I
Uh,
see it.
yeah, it's basically back on the Kusans for card advantage, and then you do
Right.
have spicy picks. Like you get quote unquote extra heroes by playing the beige, that lets you like set up another Luffy on top of your life and kind of do the trick. It only works with Luffy, not with Sabo or Ace if he wants to play it. But
Supernovas, I'm guessing. Yes, Supernovas looks like
yeah,
with the
that's
beige.
pretty much it.
And he's running a couple of the new OP10 events. Their counter cards, I see. Okay.
Yeah, mostly counters. I don't think there's a lot going on, but Let's Meet Again in the New World is actually quite powerful on this deck. It's fairly easy to be on zero, right? So like getting a 4K counter and drawing a card, as you very well know due to your recent choices, it's quite powerful. This is not Gam Giant because there's no cycling of the bricks, but still,
Not a
it
broken
does
card.
feel like somewhat similar in this deck if you manage to be a 7 or 9K leader. It's very strong, so I do
Nice.
like that. Okay, we're seeing a search for Elthor. We have double No, sorry, we have one Viper and one They do quite
Mate, they
look
look the
similar.
same. They look similar.
Yeah.
Yes.
hmm
Again, I'm gonna have to apologize if I don't know the Kalgara's cards. I did not play a lot against it. I did not play it at all. So
Yeah.
yeah, I'll let you do the talking on that side.
No, that's totally fine. Basically, like the deck is all about cycling, right? Everything you play gets you net card advantage if it can, like on
The
being the exception at the exchange of pressure, but you can still find a holy and play the holy, so you only spend one card for two bodies, which is great. And then you have a lot of searchers. Your stage lets you search. You have many ways to get rid of a stage to get another search off the top, and then you get to play another stage and keep going. So effectively, you have a lot of resources for being an aggro deck. Thing is, in this specific scenario, like Kalgara needs to attack to actually cheat things, right? So it's quite difficult to starve Luffy.
it,
And
it goes it
yeah,
goes hand in hand with what Luffy's trying to do, which is lose its life, which he's done here. He's activated. I don't know what you call him, the punch Luffy. It's gone down to
yeah,
0, and then he's gonna do his leader effects. Um, let's see
that
which
is
two
true.
big bodies he's gonna put out.
I think it is somewhat sad on the sense that we don't have a lot of trash built up right now. So that's gonna cost a couple of cards from hand if we were to use the
Okay,
ability. Yeah,
it
yeah,
looks like he's just gonna maybe put one in his life.
yeah.
I
That
doubt he would
drops
want to
one.
take one from his hand too. We'll see.
No, no. Now we will
Yeah.
discard
Oh,
one,
I see. Yeah,
right?
he trashed it. Yeah, of
Now you
course.
have
I
two.
forgot it done that.
Both
Yeah,
two are
yeah.
live. You turn the small Sabo into a big Sabo, have a blocker on the same page. Yep, yep.
7K
So
life.
we are looping. I really wish I know exactly how many cards they had in hand for the both of them because this is basically gonna be down
It's
to
really hard,
one
isn't it?
side of
It's
hand
really
size.
hard from doing. Yeah, it's really hard from a live compared to like a sim where we can see their cards and their hand counts.
Yeah, we do need to guess things a bit more,
Okay.
but it does feel like Krullzor is in an okay spot as long as he can keep finding the babies. He should be quite alright. We're gonna eat away at
9K.
defenses really quickly. Yep. Okay.
We're gonna
So
find out how
now we
tanky
need.
Kalgara really is. I mean, he's down to 0 life already, and I'm not. To be honest, I'm
Yeah.
not sure if he's in a good spot or in a bad spot at the moment. I've not played the deck.
It basically depends on how many
Two.
cards he has in hand.
He's in eight
Yeah,
eight
he does.
nons.
hmm
Let me have a look at the
Yeah.
powers on those. So it's a full cost 5. Both of them are full cost 5K.
No, one's a 5/7. One's a 5/7, so it does
One's a
have some
five
staying power.
seven.
Viper. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
oh, yeah.
so
I see now. At least he doesn't have to commit dons on that, which
no,
is what he's
unfortunately
done.
not.
Is done. He started with a 7k swing.
Yeah, however, there's no Kalgara on board right now, which means that Norland will not be healing. So those lines of play are kind of done. And it's gonna be down to actually spending counter and counter events right now, which is not impossible, obviously, but it's also
We know he has
not
one
where
L4 in
he
hand,
is at.
so
Yeah,
there's that.
there we go. We find the Kalkara. This will enable the healing, so we probably want to somehow get this in. We are definitely dropping that off leader ability this turn, right? Like we don't have to burn any lives. Uh oh, we drop Viper off of it, so we're gonna pay. Uh, okay, what's the biggest swing we can get? We can go 8 with Punch Luffy. We can also go hard with leader. Gonna be hard.
It's swinging 9 here. It's a 5k, right?
Yeah, that's a 9.
Okay,
That's
4 plus
probably
5k,
it in the
that's a
block.
9.
That is probably it in the block.
Like 7 in hand. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah. Interest has grown a bit, but I also don't see many other. There's another Rocket Luffy, so I guess it's kind of all right. We let it go.
Yeah, I do believe there's only one big bro up there, which is the Punch Luffy. 2 if he blocks it, which he will do.
Yeah, there we go.
Drake's left 2 dons.
Yeah, that signifies 2 events, so we could see Thor. Normally we could see Blaze Splice, but that doesn't really help, right? Doesn't rest anything from the Luffy deck. It's basically down to the
What
Thor
is the rest
event.
at 4
Uh,
cost?
yeah,
Let's have a look.
yeah, Blaze Splice rests 4.
Okay. Nope, does not help. So
X-Drake could help in some points, right? I believe so. Let me see. Did it rest it?
2. Sorry, I might have missed it. What did he search with the event?
I missed it. I was like checking the text for Extract right now as well.
Okay, well,
We'll
he
see
leader
what you want.
ability without. So it seems like it does not have a baby Luffy. Who knows? So he just leader ability.
There we go. So
Yes.
we go both Luffy's and Sabo.
Excuse me, not leader ability. He punched. He activated
Look,
punch Luffy's effect.
he might have been looking for either another Sabo or another Luffy, basically, right? Like we get rid of a second event. So he probably has what he wants, or he's just floated off of Carps. Ooh.
It does have the baby. Okay.
Mhm.
I'm wondering if he got that off the cycle. Not the cycle when he activated Luffy's event.
Yeah. Yeah, no,
Because
you do want some card advantage in hand, I think, and 7 is kind of
I
a good class
guess.
pass. Yeah.
Okay, so
Uh,
he tends not to go on to 9. Or let's see.
it's the 9 swing, which really it's an event and another card off of hand. Yeah. Just the event for
Now,
now.
which event is that? It's a.
It lets you play a 1 cost stage and keep looking, basically. It's kind of like a radical as well. It's called um
It's a
the
plus
Earth
4.
Blues. Yeah, I think so. Maybe no, maybe a +3 actually.
2k Satori there.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, it's +3 to your Sandalan leader. Well, if you are a Sandalan leader, basically Kalgara, you do
Yep.
+3k and play 1 upper yard from hand. So it lets you cycle the states and we'll find something
Just
else.
hitting 12 here.
Ooh.
+4, +2, +2. Okay.
So up to 13.
13.
We have kind of spent a total of 5 cards, so the timer's ticking. We do have some really sizable bodies though.
They're both 7k, correct? So yeah.
Two
So
7Ks
yeah,
and
with no
leader.
done investments, you can swing over the leader.
Yeah, and we don't have a blocker this time round, so gonna be a bit hard for Krullzor to survive if he commits, I believe. 7 swing,
You're
one
just
card
starting
away.
with 2 7s.
Okay, so we are gonna play defensive. This is probably gonna be down to using Kalgara to play Kalgara now and eat away at cards a bit more, followed by an Orland play and having 2 done up, so you're back to 1 life.
Goes for an 8k.
Yeah, there we go. We have Kalgara
Plays a
play for free.
Kalgara.
We get a 2k out of that, Vaish specifically. Okay. And there we go,
Eats in 3
Norland.
cards from the BY's hand.
Yeah, Norland, if you control a Kalgara character, you get to
In a
heal one.
life. Nice. He's in a very good spot. It seems like 2 duns are. Not sure how many in hand exactly. But I'm sure he can defend out of 2 big swings here.
I think I'm starting to see the end of the road for both, right? Like both of them went from like 9 hand card
Yeah.
sizes to probably around 5 now.
4, 5,
6 for
6.
Krullzor. Yeah, and that's gonna be the defining factor. It does feel like Kalgara has the upper hand right now, but if we
For
manage to find
sure.
the baby Sabo, it's a
Sabo?
very different story. Yeah. If we manage to be like a 9k leader with a blocker in there, even though there's a lot going on, like you're gonna wipe one of the bodies, and you get to attack fairly high on either the other one or leader.
Found
So,
a baby Luffy here. I'm not sure if that would
mhm,
help with anything.
uh, not what you want to see right now, but lets you draw, I guess. So it's kind of neutral in hand. Yeah, we're gonna do that.
Everything just outside of the pop range.
Yeah,
But he will do it
unfortunately,
just for the
those
card.
things not there. Yeah, we're just cycling.
Yeah.
Buff Luffy now, so we get to keep all the life. This is definitely a 9k turn. I'm just hoping it's a 9k with a Sabo, otherwise this could finish quite easily.
Looks like what, 5 in hand? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And they still yet to trash from leader ability as well.
Yeah. I mean, I guess we will be
Definitely
on
need a
top of
9k
that.
leader with Sabo and 1 life. Otherwise, with Kalgara's bodies, you should be able to map it out.
And I'm not sure if we get to 9 though, right? Because we 9 was with 1 life is still too very, like you need to do fairly big swings.
And he would
And
lose two
you need
two cards in hands with that as well.
2, 2, 1. At least not
So he
terrible.
swings with a 9.
We are probably going at life right now, trying to pressure, see how far that goes. Yeah.
He gives an L4 and I believe, is that a 1k?
Oh, yeah, that's correct. And we're down to 3 cards in hand.
3 cards, 1 life.
Ooh, we are going for it. That's gonna be a double,
Maybe
a 9
ace.
swing and an 11 swing.
Let's see if he has another L4 or if he's bluffing the one done. We'll see.
Got in hand, and that's 11 life.
Again, I'm sorry, I don't know the card, so I'm not sure if he managed to counter out of that. I don't think he did.
No, he did not.
Yeah. I just saw an event and a couple cards. So
Now we did see basically the uh, he only had 4K counter left in hand, so that was enough. Okay, that
yeah, very
was.
nicely done by Krullzor, game one. Closing it out
Mhm.
with a rush ace. Very nice. I don't think he would have survived this turn, so yeah.
No, I think that's definitely a complicated spot. It's quite interesting, right? Because like these games are super fast paced because none of the decks can afford to like mess with each other's plan that much. You do need to keep going aggressive.
Yeah.
And yeah, I do like both decks. They do get to do a lot of shenanigans. I'm thinking that Krullzor's probably a bit favored just by the nature of the deck, but also he did get to go first and to basically
So
punish
does Kalgara want to go?
Drake taking
Does
life
the
early.
Kalgara deck? Right. Yeah. Does he want to go first or second? I'm not sure what his curve is.
I am not genuinely sure in this matchup, right? Like I'm not that familiar with it, but it's both of decks are very aggressive, and the main reason you wanted to go second in BY, right? It was for the Moria turn. So on
Yeah.
8 you can
Exactly.
play Moria, or on 10 you so you don't have that anymore,
Now it seems like the punch
and
Luffy is your, your main
that's it.
priority. Bring it out.
Yeah.
Turn free.
hmm
Get that
Playing
AK
punch
body
on
swinging.
that spot is super strong. hmm Okay, we'll see whether Kagara wants to go first here. I do believe that's the case, but I wish Traich was actually here to tell us his vision of the matchup. I'm sure they both were somewhat surprised. Okay, we are taking decisions.
Was I the only one that tells their opponent what deck they're playing before the game? Maybe.
Uh, no, no, it's kind of a thing. Like some people love it, some people hate it. I had some
Right.
identity crisis with Rene on season one, just because I told him I was gonna play something, and then he didn't want to counterpick, but he didn't want to pick a deck that was
Right. I
weak, and then I
understand. Of
eventually
course. Of
just like
course.
brought two decks and let him choose which deck box he wanted to play against. Uh, so
It is a weird
it's a
one
bit
if
of a
you. Yeah. All
but
right. They're
yeah.
both going for the mulligan.
hmm I think Krullzor definitely is just looking for those punch Luffys, but in general, like you're a setup deck, right? You do need some level of searchability in it. I'm still trying to figure out what the key cards are gonna be for Kalgara here. Um, because I
What
see
did
the
they genuinely
plan
play
to.
around? Like 6 cost, the Kalgara and the heal? Is that genuinely their game plan?
Yeah, I mean that's not the game plan. That's basically gain an extra turn, right? Like that's how you're cheating the race. You're constantly harming yourself
Yeah.
with this deck. But once you start chanting Norlands, you basically get to heal extra. Like you swing with leader,
Every
you
turn. Yep.
don't spend a life because you don't have one, and then you heal one life, and you're set up with events and one life on the end game while pretty much everything you play is the 6k or more, right? Like the only cards that are not 6ks in the deck are the dogs that come in for free, the
Mm-hmm.
2ks, and the Satoris, which are also 2ks and they just come in for free. So you're just cheating so that you can win that race. It just happens to
I
be
see.
quite
Yeah.
unfortunate as a plan into BY. Okay, so
Anyway,
yeah,
Traich
Kalgara
is going
did choose.
first.
Mhm. And we're seeing the song event to find an Om.
Fortunately, no stage for
We
him.
are seeing an attack. Yeah, and we're not using leader ability at this point, so we could. what's the business with Luffy?
So interested to
Maybe
see Kuzan still getting played in this
a,
list. Just for the draw, I'm
yeah,
guessing. I guess to reach higher with Rocket Luffy.
that's it. That basically makes your Rocket Luffy relevant. We've seen them struggle to actually make a dent on game one. Like we did remove a couple of 5k bodies, but those are the ones you can like freely attack into anyways. So that definitely
7, play a baby,
helps.
pass.
Oh, 7 swing plus baby. Yeah, I don't think double searcher is an option just because we would have seen one of the searchers on the previous turn if he had to. So yeah, double search, the name of the game.
Leader effect playing a wiper.
See what Kalgara does. Yeah, that lets you
Found the
find the
stage.
stage.
And search
Mhm.
again.
That's the 2K Viper specifically. Yeah, and that finds the non 2K Viper. It's unfortunate sequencing wise, I guess, because you do get to play the other Viper
Tension.
of Kalgara if you needed to.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna play the I guess.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
Oops.
Judge.
Yeah. Someone needs to get
Finds the
banned. And
holy.
we find the dog. Yeah. All right. And there's some pressure in place already.
That's true. Crow's only in his turn 3.
We we do want to be a 7K this turn. And it's quite difficult to find an awakening line. He's also on 6 dawn only. So maybe a Hiyori place where you want to be. But I do feel like you need a Sabo as well to keep somewhat healthy. Otherwise, hand size is just gonna go away effective immediately. There we go. Hiyori play. Yeah, that Hiyori into
Hopefully.
Rocket Luffy is not bad right now. I guess you get to wipe the That's the most intimidating body on board, and you get to be a 7K. So the other two like are probably not gonna swing at you. You
Yeah.
don't put a lot
Like
of
got
pressure
punch
yourself
Luffy.
though. Okay, that can mean awakening fully and 9K leader. Yeah, that's probably the play if you can afford it, but it's gonna be resource intensive as well. I think the
You
main
reckon?
issue we
How
have
is it?
with the
4
deck,
dons? Yeah. Leader ability in
no,
2 dons. 9k.
yeah, and another 2K, another baby of your hand, basically, right? I think that the
Yeah.
main issue is you really run out of babies in this deck. So if you go 9 a turn before you need to, you might end up just dying once the bodies are genuinely big. Traich is gonna
I
be
think
on
he'd be
7
okay to
dons.
leave himself with on 7k leader too, no?
Yeah, yeah, no, that's
Uh,
absolutely fine. Traich is
7.
gonna be on 7 don, right? Which means he can cheat the Kalkaras in next turn,
So
and
what
if
is
we
his
get,
play on a 7 don turn? So 1 for leader.
I think you just develop board. Probably the other Viper we've just searched for, right? And then um, you get to attack with leader, play the Kalgara 8K, and leave it there. And you may have a couple of like a dawn up in case you want to defend yourself from dying. And it is a bit tricky because going down to 1 life with a punch Luffy there, it's not where you
Quite
want to be
scary, yes.
unless you have some dawn. Yeah. So the pressure is gonna
Always
pile up
plays a
here.
Kuzan
We
just for
still
a draw.
present.
Okay.
Mhm. I mean, it's both the draw and the fact that you have now like active Rocket Luffy, right? Like basically the Kalgara play is a lot more weak right now, unless we see a Blade Slice or an Amaro to wipe that Kusan off the board. Because unless you get immediate Norland value off of it, Kalgara is going to be the first thing to die on the way back.
Of
So
course, yeah. So
you do need to deal with the Kusan. Yeah. Tone wise, you
also
are
the
fairly
7,
low. Yep, that plays Kalgara.
the Kalgara, leaving himself 5 more dons.
Do we see a Viper? I think we do want at least one Dawn up with how things are.
Yeah, as you say, if he doesn't
Ideal,
clear the
let's see.
Kuzan, then
Mhm.
he would have just
Not
taken
against.
life.
We have seen the Savo discard, which makes absolute sense. We are building trash. That's cool. What do we do now from the Kalgara side? We have not seen Rocket Luffy, so you could always just like let that be.
2, 3, 4, 5.
6 in hand. That's not a lot.
I feel like if he just what's the one that heals Noland?
Yeah.
He can. It feels like if he just does that, then it's just a waste too. Like he
Yeah.
took his own life to play a Kalgara from hand, and then it's just gonna die anyway.
It is kind of hard. Like it basically lets you maneuver a bit more, right? I feel like if you play the Norland and there's not an ace play, you're very easily gonna give 1k away to Kusan, then eat the 2 life and be comfortable on on no life and just chaining Norlands if you can. So maybe if you have 2 Norlands and maybe a couple of 2Ks, you can go in that direction just to be safe and not die to a random ace. But there is a lot of potential pressure here. Luffy would be Rocket Luffy would be problematic. Ace would be problematic.
He's looking to opt into taking cards from his hands instead.
Yeah, yeah. We're gonna get him down to 4. We're gonna keep 2 Dawn open,
Of
and
the Sabo. Yep.
it's kind of a
It's looking
fake
like
out as
another
well.
7k swing and call it a turn.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I love this now. I don't think it makes a huge difference. Uh, because we are taking that life, right? So now we're not gonna go. Oh, we are gonna go one more 7. That's not what I was expecting at all. I wonder if
It
Traix
just feels like
would
you
be.
have to, right? Because he took the life. Otherwise, he kind of just gave it to him for free.
Yeah,
I mean,
but
he was
like
always
it
gonna do
feels.
punch Luffy, but I
That's
don't
it.
know.
I feel like that's
It
kind of the problem
you have
here.
an
Is
8k body, a 5k, and potential leader is gonna be 7 or 9k, 11k even maybe. Who knows?
yeah, yeah, no, that's absolutely right. But yeah, I feel like it's okay if they use the punch Luffy for this, I suppose. Um, because they're gonna draw a card anyways, right? Like they
Yeah,
charge the life, but they still net +1, so it doesn't really make the difference to go that 7.
here's the baby
And
ace. Oh,
yeah, now you have no way to like defend yourself from a rusher. Seems like we're looking for the big boy, Brother Ace. We finding it? No,
does not finds a
Baby Sabo.
baby Sabo.
Okay,
I
so
mean, he's
we
gonna
don't
take a lot
see
of cards
Baby
from
Ace.
him, so either way,
Mm-hmm.
he doesn't have to be greedy this turn and go full on, 9k, 9k or whatever.
Oh, you kind of can as well, right? We're seeing Punch Luffy. We have the Kusen there. Uh, the deck does run some 2Ks, but also not an insane amount just because
Look at
you
this.
do run a lot of events, right? So we basically have the Vipers that we've used one of, 2 X-Drakes, 4 Satoris.
Four
That's
stories
a
and
healthy
10.
10.
Yeah, okay.
That's a healthy 10. But we do have a lot of bricks when we
Counter
don't have
events too,
so
yeah.
much, right?
Exactly.
I don't mind being aggressive in these spots, but obviously you do have the Sabo insurance, right? So you can be a 7k leader with a Sabo or a 9k leader no life with a Sabo. Yep, 9. Leader
Oh,
ability, we get
yeah, it does
the
have the
ace.
big bro ace there. But he will not play, yeah, he will choose to go defensive.
That's fair enough.
How many cards does he have in hand? If he had like loads of cancers in his hand, I would have preferred like a Sabo ace on top and then just be,
Mm.
5,
I think
7, 9, or
yeah,
with an extra don, right?
he got rid of the 2k as well, so he's not bricked up at all. Yeah, no, I think so. I just believe
Two, two, one.
we're being a bit careful with the Kusan. We are just prioritizing protecting him a bit. I'm not sure I fully
Does he
agree
run
with
counter
that. Just
events? Yeah, he could have
has
taken a lot of cards this turn, like a lot of
he does
cards.
run yep, he does run two counter events. One of them is a
7,
2 cost, I believe, and the other so
9.
that's out of the picture. But the other one is is quite good. So one of them might be basically a guard point. Uh, okay, let me just check the list again.
Okay, counter.
Link just disappeared on me.
Laser search wiper.
Yeah, we are seeing room, and we are seeing let's meet again in a new world. That one's not in place, but room is basically a guard point when where you are on one life or less, and then you get to restand one of your bodies of 5 cost or less. So not bad. I don't think the restand will get that much value in these spots, but there we go.
Our crow is looks like does not was that 3 or 4 after countering. Does not have a lot of handing cards.
He's on 3 now,
Cards in
but it
hand, sorry.
doesn't. Yeah.
Okay, he's gonna
Okay,
heal.
now and now we do have to event done ready. Okay.
I see, yeah. Okay. He was probably gonna die if he was super aggro last turn, maybe. If he goes 7k leader, 1 life.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess if he went aggro, probably would have been the 9k leader, no life. If we just swing an 8 rather than a 9 on that spot with Luffy.
Yes, of course, he did have the baby Sabo in hand, didn't he? Yeah,
So we could
I wouldn't
have
mind that actually. I would not have minded that.
Sabodar 9k leader swing with ace. It's still a bit trouble, right? Because you can split
Because
basically
now he's
into
forced to go for game this turn. Um, with 3 bodies and a leader. On his board, it doesn't. Kalgara doesn't have a blocker, does he? No blocker there.
no, there's no blockers, and there's
Okay.
technically 4 bodies as well, I guess. Because we do have the ace, right? So we could swing Kusan, ace, Sabo, and Luffy.
Yeah, of course. He has a baby ace in hand. Pretty good.
Yeah, that's gonna be a 7. I
7k
don't
body for
mind.
free.
I don't mind that 7. Basically, it's a way the event you get to play
Gonna be a
per yard.
plus 3.
Yeah, that's basically God point. So you have removed one of the events now. We are digging for counter now. Piper's gonna be hard to find. I mean, I guess an L4 wouldn't be too bad. You probably have a second one in hand already, but we'll see.
He
Another
finds
black box.
another.
Okay. That is somewhat more troublesome. So what do you
How would
think?
you swing?
uh,
So
what do you think about swinging an 8 here? Like an 8 basically means you do need the
the event +1.
that's it. And if you have the
That is what he's
L4,
gonna do.
you're giving information, right? Like if you get an L4 here, you know one of the cards is a brick.
He's dead, yeah. But look at his hand size.
Pile.
It still
Yeah.
looks massive.
I mean, I do think it's probably around 5 cards though. I don't think it's an
Maybe just from
insane.
this angle, yeah.
He might need to take this one, but it's also not great to take it and then just hit a 7 from an ace plus
7
whatever
plus.
insane amount with an
There's
8.
still Sabo still there.
Mm-hmm.
Oh look, yeah, you're
Six
right. It looks
maybe?
about 5 cards.
5 or 6. I'm not
Yes.
entirely certain of the number. Yep, that's it.
Okay.
So no
It
more
looks like
events.
no L4. You can assume that he doesn't have it.
No more events.
Doesn't that search? Wait, what? I thought he searched on the last one. Trying to read this card.
Which one? No, it doesn't
The,
search.
okay,
Yeah,
okay.
because he played the upper yard. It lets you play the upper yard from hand. So like
I
that was the searching
see, I
part, but that was a
see.
-1
Okay.
as well, right? So it just lets you cycle those
Cycle.
upper yards for free.
Okay.
Okay. I yeah, I do think
7.
now.
No, he has 4 in hand, looks like.
Okay, so we had 6 before. Yeah. No, it might even be 5 now. So we
Yeah,
were
so
on
it was looking
7.
like a lot before, yeah. For sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Huh. Yeah, I don't know
So
if
is
it's
it
gonna be guaranteed.
7?
Yeah.
You
8.
like a 7 here? I'd like
Oh,
a bigger swing. Yeah, like 8, 9.
I do like the 8s because there's not that many 2Ks,
Ah,
right?
okay.
There are some, but not that many. Now we definitely do the ace play and just like YOLO it. So we got that there. That basically means we do
Is
get
it
if we have, yeah.
9, 10? What is it?
Mhm. There we go. That's already a 7-9 split easily.
There's one more.
So
Oh, no, it's
8
9,
9-9. Okay,
9, 9. I
fair
thought we had
enough.
an extra done. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, and 9 again. 2K, 1K, and that's it.
Yeah.
GG's.
Okay, one card off.
Mm-hmm.
So Krull taking
Ah,
game 2 as well. Okay. Again, finishing off with the rush ace. Kind of
mm,
crazy.
yeah, no, it's definitely a scary deck to be facing, and it does feel like it's a bit not completely one-sided, right? But
No, not at all.
somewhat.
Not at all.
It's very rough.